Hi creative friends, this is Freya and thank you so much for being here. So I have allowed this to completely dry and I am loving so much of it. I love this kind of greenish blue that just showed up, and I love the fact that it matches over here. Like, it does draw my eye from here to here to here. And I'm just loving a lot of what's going on in this spread. I'm loving this pink, especially when contrasted with this blue over here. And I mean, this is just a delicious page. But now I am going to add my collage, and this is my handmade homemade collage from junk elements, junk mail, composition lined notebooks, scraps of paper, you know, just all sorts of yummy stuff. So just look at that, you guys. I mean, just look at this. Oh my goodness. I think I'm set for collage for a while, but I love making them, honestly, and they just add so much to the page. So I'm just gonna put this over here, and I think what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna stick it down flat. I'm gonna allow some of the edges to just kind of like stay a little bit loose, and I just love that. Like, look at that. Oh my goodness. Now, I was looking at some pieces before I turned the camera on because I didn't want to spend like a half an hour going through all the pieces of my collage. And the piece I picked for over here is this piece. And even though it doesn't match, say, any of the colors that are on the page necessarily, I went for the line. Like, this is my blue Stabilo pencil that I used to sketch in the figure, and then this is my blue Stabilos that I made some lines, and I'm just gonna kind of like attach it like so that it looks like it's one piece, that I just kind of took the pencil and went like that, but I didn't. And I might like just cut off that little edge over there, but I think I'm really loving this piece for right there. And another great thing about collage is you can just move it around. Like, you can say, hey, does this piece go over here? I like it, I don't like it. Okay, I'm gonna move it out. I'm gonna add, you know, I'm gonna see if this piece works. So I was having a bit of trouble finding a piece for here. There's quite a few pieces that I liked, and I think the one I'm gonna go with, honestly, is this piece right here. It's just like, you know, it's interesting. It doesn't have the same color, like say this color, but I don't want it to blend in. I want it to stand out. And I think, again, it's gonna pick up on the lines over here. So I'm really loving those. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna adhere it with my Mod Podge. And okay, so like I said, I want the edges of this to like stick out. And you guys, this is just junk mail. I am so blown away by the absolute high quality papers that you can get with junk mail. And the great thing is, like, you can even ask your friends and family to you know, to just save their junk mail for you, and you can go through it and, you know, pick out what you like and recycle the rest. You get really high quality papers with interesting prints and patterns and text. I mean, just crazy, crazy work. Okay, and do you see how like the edges are sticking off the page? And I really like that. So I hope that this shows you too that when you're putting collage down, you don't always have to kind of go by color. Like, color is the most obvious one, but like with this one, I'm going with lines. So I'm just like, see, I'm just like gonna do that, and now it seems as if I took a Stabilo pencil and I just made one line, which I didn't do. I made these like separately. And that's a great thing about when you work in your visual language, everything is going to fit because, like, okay, how can I explain this? So all the stuff I put on the page when I was building up my page, when I was doing my sketch, everything, if I'm doing it in my visual language, then when I make my homemade collage, that's in my visual language too. So everything is going to fit because it's all in your visual language. And I made a video on visual language like when I first started my YouTube channel. So it's way back somewhere in my videos. But I am going to make another video on visual language because I think that, you know, there's probably a lot that can be said about visual language. And I'm not an expert by any stretch of the imagination, but I have been making a concerted effort over the years to develop my visual language. And I think that, you know, I think that there is interest for people to, for other artists to learn how to kind of develop their visual language, strengthen it, etc. So I will make a video on that. And now you can also hot glue it. I mean, I think this is gonna stick because see, I've left the edges kind of like sticking off the page, so you can also hot glue it, but I'm just gonna leave it like that and I think it should be fine. I mean, it's in my art journal, so it's not that big of a deal. And I'm just gonna wipe some of this away here. And do you see how much the handmade, homemade collage adds to your page? Like, it's really just, like, it just is so mind-boggling. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to sketch in some facial features. And, you know, honestly, I don't know if the piece is too busy. I mean, there is a lot going on, but, excuse me, like I did kind of, you know, solidify the background. I did put a solid field of color here and here. So I don't know. I mean, I think it's okay. Maybe I might have to come back later and get some perspective, but for right now, I'm happy with it. And so I'm just gonna kind of sketch in my features here. And I'm not gonna get too fussy because I mean, the whole point of this video, honestly, was just to show you like how I incorporate my homemade collage into my work and how it makes a big difference. And I think I'm gonna make her eyes closed because this is kind of like coming off the page here, so I don't want it to be too distracting. So I think I'm gonna have her eyes closed over here. And I need to elongate her face a little bit because that's looking wonky. So what I'm gonna do is just build it up a little bit. So if there's anybody out there that's watching this that makes a lot of handmade like they're crafty, they're artsy and they're crafty. I'm not crafty at all, but I have seen so many gorgeous like crafty projects, like, you know, you like people make sculptures out of books and all sorts of paper crafts and just like so many beautiful, interesting, crafty type of things. You can also hand make your collage and then use it for your crafts. I mean, you know, you can go through magazines and get some inspiration, or go on Pinterest or wherever, and then whenever it says, you know, use say gift wrap or a book, you can use your handmade collage. And that's just gonna have a whole different level of artistic beauty, and it's going to be in your visual language. I mean, it's really the possibilities are endless with this sort of thing. Or even if you what do you call it, like alter furniture, or like a little shelf. And I've seen people like, you know, take out the back of a shelf and put like what do I want to say? You know, they get like a piece of wallpaper and they will like staple gun it to the back of a shelf, and it gives it like a really unique look. You can actually get a big sheet of paper and make your own collage and do that. So I hope I'm making sense with what I'm saying and explaining it correctly. But what I'm trying to say is that the possibilities are really endless. And you know, you can cover books with it. You can make a lampshade, or like redo a lampshade in your collage, etc. So I'm just gonna kind of build up the face a little bit here. And I really love the way this is like coming off the page. I'm gonna bring it up closer when I'm done here, just so you can get a bit of a clearer, a better look. And I'm really sorry, you guys, but when I watch my videos, sometimes I'm bringing, like if I show you a piece of collage or something, I'm bringing it up too close to the camera. I'm so sorry. I need to kind of get a better grip on the spatial dynamics, and maybe like not bring it up so close, because it gets cut off by the camera. So I'm not gonna go in and do the facial features for this face because it's still wet and I need it to dry. So I'll do it when it dries, but I'm just gonna kind of like, and this video really is just so I can show you like how I use my handmade collage in my journals and how it adds so much, even on a journal that's already you know, it's already been worked on, and I already have added so much layers, so many colors, etc. But there's something about these handmade papers that really just like take it to the next level. So I'm gonna bring it up closer here, and I'm gonna try not to do it too close. But see, so I used the lines of the Stabilo that were already on the collage, and I just kind of like I kind of made it to go with the line that I sketched in the face, and that's blue Stabilo, so it just goes right in. And then over here, there are lines over here, which I just noticed actually. And I really love the way that the paper is not like laying flat. Like I let it kind of, you know, sit a bit on top of the page. Like I didn't try to integrate it into the page. And I just love everything about this page. And if I didn't have the handmade collage, I think the page would still be okay, but it, you know, having the handmade collage just takes it to another level. So anyways, you guys, if you have watched all the way to the end, thank you so much. And I hope this has inspired you to make your own handmade collage. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.